Was Shakespeare's play Romeo and Juliet based on real people? Shakespeare was a brilliant writer, and he knew how to spin a yarn. While he was busy putting quills to parchment in the late 16th century, he often reached for historical references or earlier works to draw inspiration for his plays. So let's talk about Romeo and Juliet. This iconic tragedy, as it turns out, wasn't sprung from Shakespeare's head fully formed like Athena from the skull of Zeus. The Montagues and Capulets, their love-struck teenagers, there's a good chance that they were indeed influenced by real families, and perhaps even real lovers. The idea of feuding families and star-crossed lovers goes back years. Shakespeare was likely inspired by a narrative poem titled The Tragical History of Romeo and Juliet, written by Arthur Brooke in 1562. Brooke's poem was, in turn, an adaptation of a story by Matteo Bandello, an Italian. If we trace the lineage even further, we might end up at a story by the Roman poet Ovid. It's lovers all the way down. Now, were Romeo and Juliet actual historical figures, strolling around Verona and causing their families much grief? That's less certain. None of the accounts that influenced Shakespeare were pegged to real individuals with any kind of historical record backing them up. It was more likely that Shakespeare took this wistful idea of a doomed romance and set it against a very real backdrop: the feuds of Renaissance Italy. Verona at the time was indeed a place where prominent families scrapped for power, land, and pride, often leading to bloodshed and vendettas. If he had modeled his characters directly from life, surely the story and records around town would have been more pronounced. Still, the Montagues and Capulets embody a universal theme that transcends their possibly fictional origins. Feuds, family pride, and forbidden love are human conditions that permeate many cultures and times. Shakespeare knew his audience in Elizabethan England would eat it up, because who doesn't love a story that has drama, passion, and the bittersweet tang of what could have been? Oh, and since you've got me here musing over tea in the overcast light filtering through my Portland window, let's work in a bit of local color. Imagine a feud between the hipsters from the east side of the Willamette River and the yuppies from the Pearl District. Starbucks, oh Starbucks, why art thou Starbucks? Here's to the universal truth found in storytelling, whether by Shakespeare by the candlelight or U.S. modern types under the soft glow of energy-efficient bulbs. Stories resonate not because they are rigid truths, but because they capture the essence of being human. And who doesn't love a good story?